Right now on Fox 5 News at 10, a man who went to high school in San Diego among 12 people killed at a Southern California bar. Tonight, the vigils and new information on this deadly mass shooting. Plus, breaking news, firefighters battling massive fires right now just miles from the shooting as hundreds of homes are evacuated. And more than 1,000 Camp Pendleton Marines are at the border tonight. Their mission from President Trump. The Fox 5 News at 10 starts right now.
Live from San Diego, this is the Fox 5 News at 10.
Good evening. I'm Kathleen Bade. A night of fun in Southern California quickly turned to fear and tragedy as a gunman opened fire, killing 12 people before turning the gun on himself. It happened just after 11 p.m. at the Borderline Bar and Grill in Thousand Oaks, a popular stop for Pepperdine students. The Country Bar was hosting a college night and was packed with young people. The gunman walked up, shot a security guard outside before making his way into the bar. A father who was inside and survived emotionally describes the moments the gunman walked through the door.
He shot the front doorman, bouncer, just a young man, and then he shot the cashier, just a young girl, and then he started moving to the right, wasn't looking at us, and he went into the office where all the cash and stuff is. He didn't say anything at all. He just started shooting, and I should have stayed till he changed his clip. But I was worried about my boy. But I should have stayed. I apologize to anybody who got hurt or passed. I'm sorry.
Oh, such tough times for everyone all the way around. Here is a look at the victims. All 12 have now been identified by authorities or loved ones. A GoFundMe page has also been established to raise money for the families. And the San Diego Blood Bank is asking our community to consider donating blood in honor of the victims. We have team coverage of the mass shooting. We start with Jamie Chambers. He's live in Thousand Oaks, where a vigil was held tonight. Jamie.
Yeah, there were thousands of people at that vigil. We've gone back to the crime scene where this investigation is continuing now, moving into its 22nd hour as detectives try to figure out exactly what took place and as an entire community asks the two toughest questions: why and how.
I saw a man dressed in all black holding a gun, and at this point 2 people had been shot already.
The haunting memories of the shooting are now being explained in painful detail.
Everyone who was laying down around the gunman from the sound was shot, just laying there. That he shot multiple people just laying around. Now you could see that he was looking to his left, shooting, looking in front, looking to his right, just anyone who was around him.
And I just hear screaming all of a sudden, and everyone's rushing in, and the bouncers are slamming the doors shut, saying, "Everyone, get in, get in."
Erica Kasravi was just down the street at another bar when the shooting started.
I was able to go home last night and just go to sleep, and their families, they're still calling them. They're still trying to find them. They're still trying to get a hold of them, and that scares me.
Tristan Appleby says the first victim of the night was a friend of his who had drawn these underage X's on his hands when he entered the Borderline Bar.
I hugged her. I said, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a month and a half, and it's good to see you again. I'll talk to you when I come out." And this is the last thing I got from her.
Thousands of community members gathered to remember the lives lost in an attempt to start the healing process as one of the United States' safest communities suffered the worst mass shooting in Thousand Oaks history.
This is supposed to be a really safe community, and it's happening even here, and that says something.
It just shows that nowhere's safe.
And as people try to process this, especially the first responders and sheriff's deputies, they are having a very difficult time. One of the deputies told me that one of the saddest things that they've had to deal with is family members want to return, they want to get the bodies of their loved ones, their sons, their daughters, even if they're shot, they want to hold them, they want to be close to them. But because this is an active crime scene, they are still having to be held apart. So this is just heartbreak after heartbreak. From Thousand Oaks, Jamie Chambers, Fox 5 News.
The pain is just palpable. Jamie, thank you. We have learned one of the victims was a graduate of Coronado High School. 23-year-old Justin Meek, a recent graduate of Cal Lutheran University, was at the bar with his sister when the gunfire rang out. Fox 5's Kristen Shanahan is live from Coronado, where a vigil is being held for Meek. Kristen.
Kathleen, tonight hundreds of people gathered here at Spreckles Park, and that just goes to show how big of an impact Justin Meek had on this community. Candles flickered in the dark and tears streamed as a song by one of Justin Meek's favorite artists was sung. Justin, known for his positivity and outgoingness, died a hero.
The little spare time he had, he was a lifeguard here in Coronado, looking out for others, a theme that would last until the final minutes of his life.
Witnesses say he did not hesitate when the gunfire rang out at Borderline Bar and Grill. Instead of running, he stayed behind to save people and get them out of the bar.
When I heard the way that he died, like protecting other people, that didn't even I didn't even question it. Like that was his character.
Justin always thought of other people first instinctively, even when some of us didn't notice it. If somebody was having a hard day or God forbid if they're being bullied or something, he was the first person to stand up, the first person to check on others.
Friends say Justin graduated from Coronado High School in 2014, where he served as the school's mascot. He then went on to graduate from Cal Lutheran University. His mother posted on social media that Justin minored in music and recently got his bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
This reality still doesn't make sense to me, but what does make sense is that he's a young man who at the age of 23 has left a legacy that is now our job to carry on tonight.
Those who knew him say there wasn't anything not to love about Justin, and he will be deeply missed by this entire community.
I think that his overflowing joy is going to be noticeably missing.
In love with you. We'll miss you, Justin.
And a close friend said that Justin was actually supposed to come home this weekend to celebrate his father's retirement as a Navy SEAL. Reporting live from Coronado tonight, Kristen Shanahan, Fox 5 News.
So much heartbreak. Thank you. And here comes some more. Early this morning, a father announced he had just learned his son was one of the 12 killed.
His name was Cody Kaufman. My firstborn son. Only him and I know how much I love, how much I miss. Oh God, this is so hard. Oh son, I love you so much. Oh Heavenly Father, just please be with him.
Sorry, needed a moment. Cody Kaufman had just turned 22 and was hoping to join the Army. He leaves behind 3 brothers under the age of 10, and his family is expecting a sister later this month. For some of the people inside the Borderline Bar, it was a terrifying and familiar scene when bullets started flying. A lot of them had also survived last year's Las Vegas mass shooting, if you can imagine. But one of the men who survived Las Vegas did not survive last night's shooting. 27-year-old Telemachus Orfanos was killed in his hometown bar. His mom was interviewed today and said all she wants now is gun control. According to his Facebook, he served time in the Navy. He is what a survivor of both shootings had to say.
Unfortunately, it's the second time in about a year and a month that this has happened. I was at the Las Vegas Route 91 mass shooting. It's a big thing for us. You know, we all are a big family, and unfortunately, this family got hit twice.
The Country Music Festival in Las Vegas was a scene of the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. 58 people were killed that night. Dozens more were wounded. Ventura County Sheriff Sergeant Ron Helis was talking to his wife when he got the call about the shooting. He told her he loved her and he'd call her later. Helis was the first to enter the bar with a patrol officer. He was shot multiple times and died at the scene. The veteran deputy was set to retire next year. Firefighters raised a flag in honor of him at the start of a procession this morning. His body was taken by motorcade along the 101 freeway from the hospital to the Ventura County Medical Examiner's office. And as you can see, people just spontaneously started lining the streets to pay their respects. We'll continue to cover this deadly mass shooting here on Fox 5. Download our app for breaking news alerts and the latest information. For breaking news near Thousand Oaks now, as a brush fire in that same area has grown to around 10,000 acres. A so-called hill fire has forced mandatory evacuations for about 1,200 homes and closed the 101 freeway in both directions. That fire broke out around 2 p.m. this afternoon. Officials expect the fire to eventually jump Pacific Coast Highway and burn to the Pacific Ocean. And now to the Hill Fire, which isn't the only wildfire burning in Southern California tonight. These are live pictures of the Woolsey Fire, which has forced mandatory evacuations near the county line between Ventura and LA counties. That fire has grown to around 2,000 acres. At 8:30 tonight, it was at 500, so it's growing quickly. Officials expect both fires to worsen because of the Santa Ana winds. And more on those conditions, here's meteorologist Aloha Taylor.
Yes, here at home, red flag warnings in place for our inland valleys, for our mountain locations, and also high wind warnings in place. Winds anticipated 20 to 30 miles per hour. We could see those gusts 45 to possibly 55 miles per hour. And the latest wind gusts at this hour, 38 mile per hour winds through Campo. The purple magenta color, winds gusting in the 40 mile per hour range, and it is not going to let up into the morning. I'll let you know when things will start to improve coming up.
Aloha, thank you. Troops from Camp Pendleton report for their first day of work along the U.S.-Mexico border. And a state of emergency declared in Northern California as a massive fire there jumps to 20,000 acres. And an officer's body cam footage shows how a suspect tried to fight him off with pepper spray.
You're watching the Fox 5 News at 10.